This is a demonstration of exercise 637, computing and evaluating inventory and property, plant, and equipment turnovers. Intel Corporation reports the following financial statement amounts in its 10K reports, and the problem has given us for 2016, 17, and 18 Intel sales, cost of goods sold, inventories, and property, plant, and equipment. In Part A, it asks us to compute the inventory and property, plant, and equipment turnover ratios for both 2017 and 2018. So inventory turnover is equal to cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. So beginning and ending inventory divided by 2. And that gives us inventory turnover for 2018. And we'll do the same thing for 2017. So inventory turnover for 2017 is 2.50. Next, we're going to compute the property, plant, and equipment turnover. That is equal to sales divided by average property, plant, and equipment. So again, the beginning and the ending property, plant, and equipment divided by 2 gives us 1.57 for 2018, and we'll do the same thing for 2017. Beginning and ending property, plant, and equipment divided by 2, and that gives us 1.62 for 2017. In Part B, it asks us what changes are evident in the inventory turnover rates of Intel for these 2 years, and discuss ways in which a company such as Intel can improve inventory and property, plant, and equipment turnover rates. So when we look at the inventory turnover for Intel, we see that it went up slightly in 2018, and of course we want a faster turnover, so that was an improvement. For property, plant, and equipment, we see that it went from 1.62 in 2017 to 1.57 in 2018, and that's a decrease, so that means they were less efficient in using their property, plant, and equipment. But basically, over the 2 years, the inventory turnover and the property, plant, and equipment turnover were fairly stable. So what are some ways that a company like Intel can improve their inventory and their property, plant, and equipment turnover rates? For inventory turnover, remember that a company like Intel that's in the chip manufacturing business needs to be very careful and eliminate any slow-moving product lines. So they have to pay particular attention to whether or not they have chips that are becoming obsolete and reduce that. Another thing, they might want to reduce the depth and the breadth of their inventory. So what does that mean? The depth is the amount of inventory items in a category that they carry, and the breadth is the number of different items. So specialize in those items that really sell and don't carry large amounts of inventory items. Another thing they can do is implement just-in-time deliveries of their raw materials and their component parts. So don't store large amounts of raw materials or components. Only have those items delivered when you're ready to put them right into the manufacturing process. You can reduce your work in process through better manufacturing techniques so that you're speeding up the manufacturing process, and you can reduce your finished goods inventory by just producing based on orders, sales orders that you've already received, instead of producing a large number of items and then waiting for a sales order. Property, plant, and equipment turnover is a lot harder because property, plant, and equipment are large items, and there's not a lot you can do with them once you have purchased them, but you can look for ways that you can maybe offload some of your manufacturing to other companies in the supply chain, so maybe have more of the chips made by a subcontractor and you're only doing some type of finishing work, or you can also go into partnership with other companies where you can share the cost of some of these long-term assets that you own. And that is the conclusion of the demonstration for exercise 637.